As you saw, we got ourselves a check engine light in our F350, but not to worry. We are confident at the bare minimum, skilled partially, and we have some tools. So we're gonna get it figured out ourselves. We have Google. We have the entirety of human knowledge at our fingertips. Now, if you don't know what to do when your truck or your car or your vehicular has a check engine light, you can head over to AutoZone or O'Reilly's. Almost any little auto parts store like that is gonna have OBD2 readers available, free to use. You won't get to use them, but someone will help you use it, and they can help you read your check engine light, figure out what code it is, figure out if it's something you wanna repair yourself or you wanna take to the shop to repair. I'm pretty damn stubborn, and I also don't have very much money, so I almost always look at repairing it myself, and that's probably what we're gonna do today. Grab an OBD2 reader, let's hop up in here, and let's figure out what we got. We hop up in the passenger side of my truck, investigate the glove box, no, that's the glove box. Investigate the center console. Down low, we will find ourselves a really cheap but functional OBD2 reader. First thing you're gonna wanna do, if you've got yourself a check engine light, make sure the vehicle is starting off. Come over to the driver's side. Down here by your left foot, you'll always find a 16-pin OBD2 connector. This is where you're gonna check and read all of your codes. Now, I didn't go into too much detail earlier, but this is an OBD2 reader. It's got a corresponding plug for that connector I just showed you, and it can read out the codes that your vehicle has stored that will trigger your check engine light, ABS light, or something similar. This one is super simple. You can get different levels. This one is just gonna do your check engine lights. You can get fancier ones that'll do your ABS codes, your brake codes. You can even get ones that can read codes off Audi, no matter how much they wanna make stuff difficult for consumers to repair. But again, starting with the vehicle off, take the plug, make sure you've got it oriented correctly. Boom, bam. Get her connected. We heard a couple beeps coming off this guy, so it's ready to read. So now what you want to do is you want to turn the car to on. We've turned the car to on. We have not turned our ignition on. We have P0672. That is the code that we appear to be dealing with. Now you can go ahead and turn your car off. Now this guy does have the function to wipe the codes. We're not going to wipe the codes just yet, as we need to fix whatever we got to fix. Now those codes are all but universal, so we're just gonna pop open a Google window and we're gonna figure out what that code is telling us to fix, because I don't speak check engine. Oh no! All right, we're just gonna come in here to Google and we are gonna type in engine code P0672. And according to Google, we have a cylinder 2 glow plug circuit code. Now, a lot of you gas engine driving vehicle folk might be dang curious what a glow plug is in general, let alone what the code means. On diesel trucks, you have two methods of preheating the engine before you start it. You always want to make sure it's a bit warm if it's cold outside before you start it, just to reduce wear and tear on the engine. Obviously, things heat up and expand as they get warmer. The oil gets lubricated and moving and flowing. Now, there are two methods of getting the block warm before you get her started. There are glow plugs and there are block heaters. My truck happens to have both, but we're here talking about glow plugs. One glow plug per engine cylinder on the vehicle. Obviously, we've got the 6.7 Powerstoke diesel, which has 8 cylinders. We have a malfunction on cylinder 2. So we're gonna have to figure out which cylinder. The glow plug is responsible for heating that cylinder prior to starting the engine. If you're familiar with spark plugs or replacing spark plugs, you will know that they have a certain lifespan associated with them, and if one goes bad, it's a pretty good indicator that they're all gonna go bad in the near, super near, very near future. Same story with glow plugs. They run about 50 to 60,000 miles, I believe. My truck has a little over 100,000 miles, so we're probably running the second set of glow plugs into the ground right now. Normally, the best procedure would be to replace all the glow plugs. If that does not fix your issue, then you're gonna have to replace the glow plug control module, I believe it's called. It's what controls all the glow plugs, makes them get hot. In my case, I do not have a ton of dollar bills to be thrown around at the moment, and a lot of glow plugs is a lot of dollar bills. Today, we're going to attempt to replace just the cylinder 2 glow plug and hope that clears the code and hope that we can limp this truck along through the rest of winter, and I won't have to deal with it until next year, you know, when I'm a millionaire and I won't got to deal with these sort of financial. I did speak with my buddy who spoke with a Ford tech. Now the Ford tech said it was going to be all right just to replace these one glow plug in cylinder 2. He seems to think you can get to it from the top of the engine. However, everything I've looked up on the internet seems to indicate that that is not the case. So we're going to find out. Here we've got a replacement glow plug. Before I crack this box open and show you what we are replacing, we got to figure out which one cylinder 2 is so we know which glow plug to replace. All right, I've loaded up here a little PowerPoint document on the 6.7 Powerstoke in general. We can do a little scrolling. Oh, perfect. Here we go. And we have the front of the engine labeled right here, and we've got our cylinder numbers as well. It looks like on the right side, or the passenger side of the vehicle, we are going to be looking for the second glow plug from the front. I don't know if that's going to stay up on me. Alrighty, folks, I am not going to lie to you. I don't think there's a chance in fiddly diddly heck we are getting through the top of this to the glow plug. Which means our next best option is going to be to go behind this firewall, fender wall, whatever you want to call it. So we've got to pop this out. There seem to be a bunch of these plastic clips. I'm relatively familiar with these. We can pop these with a flathead screwdriver, I'm pretty sure. And then there also seem to be some small fasteners in here as well. I don't quite have it off, but I wanted to show you guys so far. So around this outermost edge, we had these plastic style clips. Easy to pop out with a flathead screwdriver. You just pull out that middle piece and then the whole thing comes out. He's trying to roll away again before we lose that in the grass. A little further in, tucked in a couple of these recesses, we had these larger bolts, which were a 10mm head to get off. And then I just now noticed along this outermost edge, we also have these little tiny fasteners. I've taken out a couple of them already, and these appear to be a 5.5mm socket head. We're just gonna pop the rest of those, and then hopefully we can pull this fender liner out of the way and get access to the glow plug. And just like that, we have got the fender wall out. I still don't know where the heck these glow plugs are, but we're working on it. Put this somewhere. All right, we are to continue the investigation. I have a flashlight. We're dropping the jacket. All right, we may have fallen off the car, but I think I have something figured out. Up in here, we've got a big piece of foam that I'm assuming is a piece of heat shielding, and it looks like it's held on by ththese little orange tabs. If I'm understanding correctly, I'm gonna find the glow plugs hidden behind there. Do you unscrew them with your fingers? I don't understand. Or maybe you grab them with pliers? I don't know. So these little guys just appear to be some plastic barbed fittings. A pair of needle nose pliers, and you're able to pull them straight out. So we are going to pull all these out. Well, I cannot get this hood to stay open for my life, so I've gotten pretty damn ingenious with some screwdrivers. Don't judge me. I don't have another solution right now. Alrighty, after a ton of difficultness and making my life really hard, I have got this bastard out of there. I also definitely think those yellow plug dues were supposed to unscrew, not snap off like they did with me. Heading into the well here. Just up there, we've got our first glow plug, cylinder 1. So we're gonna go one cylinder back. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this wire right here, coming in to cylinder 2. I need to figure out how this unplugs, and then we'll be back. Alrighty, with this set of needle noses, we have got our glow plug unplugged. This guy just pulls off. There's a little bit of pressure on it, but nothing too crazy getting that guy off. So now that we have this guy off, let's get that glow plug out. I believe we need to get an 8mm deep socket down in there. We're gonna try a little mini ratchet with an extension. See my ratchet up in here? Turn in. And just like that, we have got the burnt, clapped out glow plug out of the truck. Let's go get the freshie. Looks pretty damaged. I don't know what I'm looking at, but doesn't look good. This one looks less damaged. There's our hole. There's our fresh glow plug. Drop her in. Take my socket on my little extension. Definitely don't want to cross thread something like this. You will probably destroy your whole engine block. So make sure your threads are going in nice and easy like mine are. Let's grab the ratchet, put it on. All right, take our plug, I think that is a glow plug replaced. First things first, now that we've got the glow plug replaced, let's get our foam jammed back up in play. Kind of same way we pulled it out, where we pulled it out from the back here, we just wrestled it in through that little slot. As you can see, we had to bump up the foam a little bit higher. I wasn't quite right on its position originally, but we've got our little plastic holders back in place, so this guy's not going anywhere. All right, we just got to put that in there, easy as could be. This is looking promising. We've got it positioned and in place. We're going to throw in all of our fasteners, and then I think we are done. First things first, we're going to put these little plastic clips along the outer fender wall. All right, change of plan. We're putting the screw-in fasteners in first to hold it somewhere. Get the flashlight inspection. Oh yeah. Got our two bigger bolts. Flawless. If you do accidentally split these plastic clips in two, it is not the end of the world. You can shove them back together and they still work pretty good. They're maybe not perfect, but I don't care. We've got the glow plug replaced. We've got everything cleaned up. We are on to the final step here. We just need to clear the code and then we should be all good. Now that we've got our OBD tube reader back out, remember we're starting with the car off. We're gonna get our plug, hop up onto the driver's seat and throw this guy on your lap. Take our car, we are gonna turn it to on. And we are looking at our same code here. So we are gonna go erase and it will say sure, and we'll click it again and it says done. Now we no longer have a red light. We got some beeps. We finished up using the erase feature on our code reader. So last thing we gotta do, you will notice no more check engine light. Alrighty guys, and that was a successful glow plug replacement on our 2021 Ford F-350 6.7 Powerstoke. If you have a glow plug closed yourself or a check engine light and you just kind of wanted to see the diagnostic process of going through what you got to go through to get this guy fixed yourself without taking it to somebody and spending $1 billion, now you know, lights are off. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something or are just a little more determined to take on your next car or DIY or repair or maintenance or whatever project yourself. This has been Sorta-Homeless. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out the next one. Subscribe.